This game sucks. But first, some background. Because I haven't done a daily dose of stupid in a while, I haven't really gotten to respond to some of the comments that I've seen. Most of them stem from people saying, well, Eclipse, why are you always negative, or why are you always picking on games, yada yada yada. And especially when I made a joke video quite a while ago where I was trashing on a game with 0 players, I think a lot of the sentiment from those people is gonna ring true again with this game. Because as it stands right now, the game has 3 active players. Yeah. And the thing about this game and Project Heritage, another game that I played a while back, is that I would never, ever actually go out of my way to play these games if people didn't directly ask me to. And this time around, it's arguably even worse. Because the person who asked me to play this just frankly awful game made the awful game. Basically, I was reached out to by the composer for the music for Bizarre Battlegrounds, which is a JoJo game on Roblox that you should not play under any circumstances. It's bad, don't play it. Which kind of defeats the whole purpose of the person who asked me to play the game, because I can only assume they wanted me to play it to get positive press, or at least some sort of press so the game wouldn't have 3 players. And it might, this negative publicity might make a few people see it and go play it, but I think most people are gonna see this and go, yeah, okay, Eclipse said this was awful and not worth playing, so it's probably awful and not worth playing, so I won't play it. And I saw the writing on the walls. I say the same thing every single time because I've run into issues in the past where people ask me to play games and then I'm critical of the games and they're like, well, why did you get mad? So I've basically, every single time that I've decided to play a game going forwards that someone's asked me to play that's worked on the game, I always tell them ahead of time that I'm not gonna sugarcoat things, and I probably wouldn't have played their game if they hadn't asked me to. And so that's exactly what I told this guy. I told them that I'd take a look, and I also said that, as always with people who reach out to me asking me to play their games, I probably wouldn't have played it if you hadn't reached out, so if I'm critical of it, remember that you asked me to play this. And that's what I told him. Now I'm really glad that I said that, and I'm really glad that they responded to that and didn't immediately say no, because it means that I can put this out, without getting flamed, hopefully. Anyways, that's the context for this out of the way. Let's move over to the actual game, which is horrendous. Booting up the game, you'll be greeted with a screen of cards, and you click a card and it gifts you a stand. That stand is the stand that you're going to start with. Now, after you've picked a stand, in order to get another one, if you don't like the one that you've already gotten, you need to gain spins through challenges and then buy more card packs of varying rarities. Not the best system, not the worst, it is what it is. But the problems with the game start from the controls, which I picked up on immediately. As the first thing I did when I got into the game is I jumped into the training mode and wanted to gouge my eyes out. The controls in Bizarre Battlegrounds are akin to old school bad N64 controls. They're that bad. They're unresponsive, they feel bad, and I just it's one of those things where if you haven't actually played the game, which you shouldn't, I cannot possibly begin to explain to you just how bad they are. M1 attacks and M1 strings just don't complete, or get halfway through and then give up. Why? I don't have a clue. I mash the click button as fast as I can, I do 2 hits, and then it stops. I decide to delay the hits, and it still stops. Okay, well, what the hell am I supposed to do? The answer? I don't know. I don't care. It's trash. The movement system, somebody decided that it would be a fun idea to have a momentum-based system when it comes to movement. So basically, if you're sprinting and you press forward from a standstill, you don't immediately sprint. You need to speed up a little bit. I don't know what the gameplay purpose of this was, but what I can tell you is it caused several times where the speed up just didn't happen and I was simply locked in place, unable to move. I would press my move key and it would be delayed. My movement should never be delayed. That's a serious problem. That is so many levels of messed up. I think one of the most, if not the most important things when it comes to playing a game that needs to feel good is moving your character. And if moving your character doesn't feel good, you're really in trouble. Bizarre Battlegrounds, you're really in trouble. Now, once I was finished figuring out the controls and, actually determining how I should play, I jumped into the only online server currently available, considering that there's only 3 people, and got to play with the #1 player in the whole world. Now that's badass. How many times have you played a game and you can say that you played with the world's best player? For transparency's sake, I didn't even play with the world's best player very much because they sat out quite a few of the rounds I played, so it basically just ended up being a 1v1 with me versus this other guy that did not like the way I was playing. Some things transcend games, huh? Anyways, now that we're in the game, you get to realize that you're at a colossal disadvantage just by logging in. Congratulations. Why do I say that? Well, this game has the worst progression system in the history of progression systems. And if anyone ever manages to make a worse progression system, I would be baffled. I would be absolutely blown away, because I don't think it's possible. Basically, the moves on your stands are locked, and in order to unlock those moves, you need to level up your stand. Okay, well how do you level up your stand? The only way to level up your stand is by fighting other players. Other players who, if they've played, have the moves unlocked already. So at least in this specific instance, I'm fighting other players with a barrage and a heavy punch. And they have their entire stand's moveset available. And the only available way for me to put myself at a remotely even playing field with these other people is to die to them over and over again, I assume. This kind of stuff reminds me of World of Stands progression system, but on crack. Because on World of Stands, at the very least, they unlock all the moves. So you have all the moves. You might do less damage than other players, but at least you have everything available. Here you don't even get that privilege. You don't get all your moves. You get nothing. You get completely thrown to the wolves. Good fucking luck. Seriously, is that even remotely fair? Because I'm leaning towards no. Now, other than that and the controls, which now that I think about it, I forgot to mention that the dash is just almost entirely non-functional. I was trying to use it, half the time it would do nothing. Sometimes it would teleport me 15 feet, sometimes it would work fine. I don't have a goddamn clue. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This game is terrible. But when we think about controls and feeling of control and losing the feeling of control, there might truly be nothing better than getting comboed on the floor over and over and over again and feeling basically helpless to get out of it, because they have evasives in the game in order to escape combos, but you can't use the evasive unless your stand is out, and seemingly every attack removes your stand. So if you're not constantly mashing the stand resummon key, you're gonna get stuck in an hour-long combo where you just lose all your health and die. Or alternatively, you'll load into a map and a loud-ass sandstorm will blow through and just chunk your health for no reason out of nowhere. Yeah, this looks like fun gameplay. Just lose health while you play. That's a great mechanic. And you know what? We've gone on too long. This is too long. This video is too long. I don't care how long it is, however long it is, too long, because this game didn't deserve me talking about it for so long. It's garbage. There's 1,000 games that are better than this. Troublesome Battlegrounds probably doesn't work anymore and is probably half functional, and it's literally just this game but better in every way because it actually controls. This does not. That's it. Don't play this. And developers, don't ask me to play shitty games if you don't want me to shit on your shitty game.